We get to talk about a win. We get to talk about Erik Karlsson. What is this, 2019 all over again? No, it's the Four Nations face-off. It gets underway with Canada and Sweden. We'll break this one down. We'll talk about the CUDA and Igor Chernyshov. My God, you are such a wonderful hockey player. Right now, here on Four Nations After Dark on Teal Town, USA. Good evening to hockey fans all over the world. This is Four Nations After Dark, your live interactive Four Nations face-off post-game show. So if you want to be part of the show, chat with us and fellow hockey fans all over the world, and of course, in Sharks territory. On the YouTube page or the app right now, if you're watching us on the replay, leave a like and a comment down below on what you thought of this crazy game. You can also follow us on all the socials and find everything at tealtownusa.com. And if you want to support the pod, by all means, hit us up on the Venmo at tealtownusa, or if you're watching us live, you can do so on a super chat donation. With that, I say hello. Wow, you are like HD, my friend. This Sharp. I
got a new camera a long time ago.
I mean, see what happens when Canada wins. I mean, Ian, how are you, my friend?
I am great. I mean, like, obviously I'm ecstatic that Canada won, but like, imagine like having to go back to the All-Star game after that. Like, could you imagine?
No pressure, Long Island in 2026. I mean, as a lead into the Olympics.
Oh, they're doing one next year for the Olympics,
yeah.
Even though,
yeah, it's in Long Island next year. So, Mark, if you're watching, you know where to hook for the puck. I hope at least it's North America against the world. I mean, that makes sense to do that one, right?
I don't know, man. Like, it's the All-Star game. It's dumb. It doesn't matter.
Gotcha. Well, we say hello to our regulars and any newbies you're watching all over the place. Feel free to say hi in here. But man, that was a little scary. I was on the verge of hearing Canada riot.
Yeah, we needed that.
Oh man, but I mean, I know I'm risking it, but this power play goal early on was just so beautiful not to talk about. Oh my God.
And this is the thing, right? Like, this is how you grow the game, right? Like, just imagine going almost 10 years without without any best on best. Now, I understand they were supposed to go to the Olympics in Beijing and COVID kind of fucked that up. That being said, though, it's ridiculous that it's gotten to this point, and it's like the owner's fault, right? Because obviously, and I get it. I mean, you look at obviously there's a big concern right now with Shea Theodore, who got hurt today. And I mean, it's a contact sport. This shit happens, and that's the risk, right? And like, the thing is, like, with the owners, like, obviously, like, they're like, no, because we don't want to pay the insurance. We want the IIHF to. And so I understand it from an owner's perspective, but at the same time, like, how could you not want this?
Right. I mean, this was fantastic. And I know there are a lot of naysayers out there. I mean, you're only playing with 4 teams. We get that.
Yeah, it's goofy. Like, no one's going to pretend this isn't goofy. Like, the World Cup was goofy. It was fun goofy, but it was still goofy. But I think it was, like, again, I think with the time that they had to put this together, it was, I think they made a good choice. Like, they had a short period of time to put this together. And the players, they really wanted to throw the players a bone, because the players have been dying for this forever, which is why I laughed when people were like, oh God, Barracuda, what's going on? It's when I laugh when people are like, oh, this isn't going to be good hockey. Like, these guys aren't going to play. And it's like, are you kidding me? Like, one, it's middle of the season. It's not even like pre-training camp shenanigans like it normally is. And like, these guys, again, like, some of these guys, haven't worn their national sweater since the World Juniors.
Right. I mean, you look at McDavid, Eichel, Matthews, they were all Team North America. And to finally get it on there because they couldn't play in an Olympics, it's got to be
North America
special.
was fun, but like,
oh, that was awesome.
It was awesome.
I was thinking about that during the overtime too, that North America Sweden game. Oh,
yeah, it's like, it was so like, again, that World Cup was goofy, but it was fun, right? And I think like Team Europe was goofy, but at the same time, you kind of solve the problem that we're having right now, where there's guys like Leon Draisaitl like being like, well, I can't play in this. This is bullshit. And he's not wrong.
no.
Right. So if you had like a Team Europe, you could probably, but I understand why they did it that way, and I understand why it's just 4 nations now. But I'm excited. I mean, this is just a primer. Like, obviously the Olympics is next year.
Yeah.
I think that's the only downfall that I don't like about this was like waiting 2 days for the puck to drop. Whereas like if it was the Olympics, you'd have like, maybe it wouldn't be like marquee matchups, but you'd have hockey pretty much every day. And that's I think my only gripe about this is like, unless you want to watch the Barracuda lose, there's nothing else going on in hockey right
now. An update from Colorado. The Colorado Eagles are up 5-2 on the Barracuda. The Barracuda can't kill a penalty to save its life right now.
No.
And it's just really bad. Not the least of which Jacob McDonald had a hat trick last night, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, I was half watching it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just great that he found his goal scoring touch back in Colorado. That's just terrific. But let's get to the game that we're at hand here. I mean, Canada, Sweden. I mean, we it's so beautiful. We have to watch it again. I mean, the McKinnon goal on the power play. I mean, the beautiful pass from Crosby. I'm sorry, that's just
like
so...
McDavid to Crosby to McKinnon. Like, that's just not even fair. And you know what? Like, it's like, and as cool as that is, like, but like, I'm just based on this, like, I can't wait for with tomorrow, right? Where the US plays
USA Finland.
Yeah, like, I can't wait for that game. I am fascinated by what this Team USA is going to look like.
Oh yeah.
Because like, again, like I thought like early on, like this game was fun. Like Sweden kind of took a little time to ease into it, and it took a little time. Like, I mean, even the Kempe hit on Theodore wasn't really much. Like, it wasn't really much of a hitting affair to start. And I'm like, oh, when the Kachucks hit the ice, the no hitting is gonna stop really quick.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I didn't think much of the Kempe thing. I don't think it was like it didn't seem like much to me.
No,
I don't know. Maybe there's a different angle that I didn't see of it, but it didn't seem like much to me. It's unfortunate though. Like, obviously, this is the risk you have when you do one of these things, and obviously for, it's not like, if you're Vegas, you're probably really pissed right now.
Right, you're worried sick right now about your best defenseman and had X-rays. Did Jackie Redmond say anything? I know she was.
The last I saw was that he had X-rays between periods, and there's been nothing else after that.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it was really good start. Like, the game, I thought Canada got off to a really good start. Obviously, like, again, these guys were just pumped. It's in Montreal. And you could see like they were flying, but I think when Sweden finally kind of got themselves into it, I mean, this turned into such a hell of a game.
Oh yeah. Marchand made it 2-0, which was kind of ironic that Canadians fans were booing or cheering for Boston Bruin, but I digress. But yeah, Brodin's goal about midway through the second period looked. You kind of saw that turn around, and then Mark Stone got on the goal, got a goal late in the third. It's like it's 3-1, but
I felt dirty during current Mark Stone goal.
As you should.
As
you should. Go take a shower right now. Oh my
God. Oh, I know.
But I know this is Hockey Jerks boy. Adrian Kempe gets Sweden within one at about 2 minutes in there. I thought that was a nice shot.
That was a soft goal though. The second goal was, I think, the only one that I really, really didn't like. from Binnington. I don't think Binnington was great tonight. I think we were all joking about how like Canada was like, in the first period, it was like, well, this is see, Canada's reminding everyone it doesn't matter who's in net if you can't get shots on goal. That wasn't going to last all game. I didn't hate the first goal. He probably, again, I think a better goalie probably has that. I really didn't like the second goal. And then the goal that Sweden scored to tie it up. Like Canada kind of takes a bonehead icing call there,
Yeah.
which kind of sets that whole thing up. Which, and it was a really lazy icing for Team Canada to take. And then obviously I think Bennington probably bites a little earlier than he should. And it's 3-3. I'm fascinated to see who they go with next when they start playing, like, because there's not much he can do there, right? Like, I think he bites a little early, but I mean, again, like, what's he gonna do?
Yeah, he didn't have a backdoor helper. He was banking on Parayko, and then Parayko goes for the breakup, and he leaves the pass wide open for it. So that made it 3-3. But yeah, I don't know. Who do you go with, Logan Thompson or Jeremy Swayman for USA Canada? And is it Bennington was the warm up for?
See, I don't know. Like, I don't know if they go. See, I'm curious if they go to Aiden Hill now.
Or excuse me, Aiden Hill. Why did I say thinking Swayman? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be Connor Hellebuck for the States.
Yeah. Oh, all the way.
Like, I mean, maybe no. I don't know. It's hard because again, like a short tournament, maybe you want to get guys going, and like the States have like their goaltending is pretty sick.
Yes.
The depth of goaltending they have, like Team Canada's goaltending isn't great. I do wonder if you go to Aiden Hill though, even though they won in overtime today, and against the Americans, but man, they have no good options, and part of it is because of, I think, the time that they had to announce the rosters,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that like really, although I like again like. Hindsight's 2020, but like, and I'm gonna be like a homer here for a second, but I can't believe that Mackenzie Blackwood didn't even get a sniff.
Yeah, considering how he's been, but was he a great goaltender on a bad team? And that kind of just
I think I can understand why people would
is.
be concerned about that. Because again, like it's easy to be a goalie on a bad team because like if you let in a goal, it doesn't really matter. Like it matters, but it doesn't matter. And whereas like if you're in a situation like this where you're playing a team like Sweden, like every goal matters, right? Like you can put up a ton of points, like or put up a ton of saves, right? On a bad team, because like if you get down, it's like, well, you're not expected to win. I think it's always nervous, and I think that would be the concern when he went to Colorado was like, okay, but now the saves matter. Like now he can't have an off night, because if he does, then this is a team that's fighting for a playoff spot. This is a team with Stanley Cup aspirations. Now, he's been great there, obviously, but that would be the concern. And I understand why they went to Sam Montembeault, because I think they think that like Sam Montembeault, he's a goalie that I do like. I think he's had a rough go this year, but I think he was kind of like he's the guy that I think they thought more in the future of, I think they thought highly of him going forward in the future. So just to get him around the team or whatnot. But when you look at like some of the Canadian goalies that have done really well this year, and again, Logan Thompson's another one, Mackenzie Blackwood, and none of them are on the team. And I think that, like, in hindsight, I think is going to be, and look at that, and that will be the talking point. If Canada, for some reason, doesn't win this thing, that will ultimately be the talking point, is the goaltending. And I think a part of it, like, I understand why they went to a guy like Jordan Binnington, Aiden Hill. Like, these guys are recent Stanley Cup winners. Mm-hmm. And, again, you can win a Stanley Cup, like, without being a super elite goalie if the team in front of you is good enough. And I think that obviously it's Team Canada. It's going to be the team in front of them is good. So you can kind of coast, but I just, But in a best on best tournament, even if this isn't true best on best, you still should bring your best players, right? I mean, this is the same thing we were talking about in the World Juniors. It's like when, like if it's best on best, when you don't bring your best player, like if you don't bring your best players, then what are you doing?
Right. And you see what they did tonight. Sweden gave a hell of a run.
Yeah.
Mitch Marner. Go ahead.
No, I mean, hats off to again, Sweden played a hell of a game once they got into it. And like, I'm just excited because I think this tournament is going to be, it's so fun. Like the hockey was so good tonight.
Yeah. It was really nice. A really great game all around. 4-3 to final. Canada beats Sweden. So Canada gets 2 points. Sweden gets 1. If one of the teams had won it in regulation, it would have been the 3-point total. That's the round robin tournament system, right, Ian? I mean, if you're new to international hockey, that's kind of what they usually do. For some reason, the NHL hasn't adopted that, but definitely gives Sweden a chance now that they got a point out of it to try to take that spot, because only the top 2 make it to the championship next Wednesday.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's fascinating because there's no play, obviously, with only 4 teams. You're not having like a quarterfinal or anything like that. Like it's round robin and then the best 2 teams play for the win. And yeah, I mean, look at, like, obviously I think Sweden now, obviously, like they're a little bit behind the 8 ball. I think even Canada's behind the 8 ball now because like they had to win it in overtime. So you lost that 3rd point. But I love how, like, this thing too, like, as goofy as it is, like, it's doing all the things that I think the NHL should do. I think I think in the NHL, all games should be worth 3 points. It's really stupid that we invent a point that, like, a magical point appears when overtime starts. All games should be worth 3 points. Like, I don't understand. Like, it just makes, if you're going to use a point system, all games should be worth 3 points.
No, I completely agree. You can adjust the records in the NHL for it.
Okay, but I don't care about that. Like, obviously, it's like in the 3-point era or whatever. Like,
right.
In the 82 game era. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's dumb. I understand why they don't do it, because I think it would separate, like, it would probably separate some teams. Like, some teams would really fly away, and I don't think the playoff race would be as entertaining if you went to a 3-point system.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the California, like the 10 minutes of overtime, 3-on-3 overtime. What are, like, I can't believe that is not a thing.
Right. Maybe this is the league actually trying it out and being like, okay, that was pretty fun to have. Even Brendan Burke on the TNT broadcast is like, I'm glad there's another 5 minutes of this. Let's just keep it going, So yeah. Another thing from California Cruising, thoughts on the longer TV timeouts and shorter intermission. What did you think of that?
I mean, it's this thing's for television. Sure. So I mean, it's obvious. Like, the whole idea of this is to, obviously, this is a moneymaker for the NHL and the PA, and advertising dollars are still king in this race. So I'm not shocked that the TV timeouts are, because I'm sure they're selling advertising space for big money. I think especially up here, probably in the States as well.
Yeah. Brisbee Life, we've screwed up historical comparisons for season records so much already that it doesn't matter.
Preach, my brother, preach.
Yeah. Troy B had some interesting thoughts. I know you were talking about you got the Sportsman feed and love that the hip was the intro tonight for you guys up there. He's saying, I feel you, Ian, when you have to cheer for Leafs players.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Like, it's weird cheering for, like, the hockey's funny like that when you have to, like, cheer for a guy like Mark Stone, or, like, and it's like hearing the Bell Center of all places go nuts for a Mitch Marner overtime goal. It's weird.
And a Brad Marchand goal, for that matter.
Brad Marchand goal, yeah.
Oh, you think he's gonna get moved?
Oh man, I don't know, man. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, if you're Boston, do you wonder if this is just like a a blip in the, if
You
this is
were
like kind of a blip for them.
2 years ago, you were the best, practically the best team ever. And now it's like, are you trading Brad Marchand to start the rebuild? That just seems
After
weird.
signing Jeremy Swayman to that huge deal,
Exactly. But let's see. Let's go through here. Troy B saying Crosby showed why he's the captain. 3 assists for Sid.
yeah, Sidney Crosby. I mean, he's a guy like, I don't know, man. Like he's a guy who drives me batty because of things that he's done to hurt me personally.
I didn't know you had that close of a relationship with Sid.
Yeah, I mean, 2016 is still a thing that happened.
Oh yeah, it is. It's painful one.
Yeah, no, he's hurt me before. I look at Sidney Crosby. I mean, he's going to go down as one of the all-time greats, and I'm really glad. Not that he won't be at the Olympics next year, but I'm glad that he was able to get healthy enough to do this. Because I think that, again, we talked about it earlier off the top of the show. There's a bunch of guys like that never got the opportunity that Crosby did, obviously, to be on a Canada best on best team. Right. But again, like when we went 10 years, like that's, there's years of probably prime Sidney Crosby that we never got to see in a best on best tournament.
Right.
Which is awful. Right. It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Did he make me turn 20? Yes, of course he did.
Yes.
But he hurt me in 2016, and that's more recent.
Right. Yeah, that wasn't fun. Deborah Ramirez Beckenridge, that OT was crazy pants. McKinnon, McKinnon, Zabinajad, Kempe, then Crosby to Marner. So good.
Yeah.
It's just...
Yeah, and this was just the first game, and I can't imagine the rest of the tournament not living up to this. Like, I am stoked to watch the States play tomorrow against Finland. I think Finland's unfortunately for them, I think they were the weakest team coming into this, and then now they're pretty injury riddled. So I'm hoping that tomorrow's game is still good. I think it will be. I mean, I think if you're American, I think it's gonna be great. But I hope the quality of play is good, because I think Finland's definitely the dog of this tournament, and that's with all due respect for the Finns, because I think there's, they're a great hockey nation, but I just think when you stack these teams up on paper, like the Finns are the dog of the tournament, unfortunately. I mean, yeah, and then USA Canada is going to be fucking amazing. But yeah, I'm super like I'm super excited to watch the game tomorrow, because there's just players that have not had the chance to play in these things, and there's a bunch of players in the US that really applies to, I think, because the US, you look at that age group for that team, and most of those guys haven't had this opportunity, right? So
yeah, it's going to be a huge opportunity for them to show off what they can do, and for many, the first time to do it on such a big stage for in the
because again, like there's guys that played obviously in Team North America, but that's not your country. That's just a goofy, fun thing that we all loved, but it's not, you know what I mean? But it's not your country. So
gotcha. So that's what happens.
I
tomorrow.
mean, maybe it will. Maybe North America will be a country at some point. I don't
know. We'll definitely like dominate women's hockey for sure if that ever happens.
Well, it won't be an Olympic sport anymore.
Yeah, jeez. So Wednesday's in the books. Canada wins that one. Thursday, that's USA Finland. That's a 5 p.m. game time locally here. That'll be on ESPN. Saturday, 10 a.m. Will be on your local ABC station. Finland versus Sweden. Join us at 4:30. I believe Jules and we're working on extra people to do a USA Canada watch party.
I'm gonna be here.
Are you going to be there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Even better. Ian's going to be here. Perfect. Here's the thing about the USA Canada one. And shout out to Max Miller for mentioning this. And I told this in the chat. Local ABC station here in the Bay Area is not going to run USA Canada. They have a deal to run the Chinese New Year parade live starting at 6 p.m. So the game, if you are in the Bay Area, USA Canada will not be seen on local TV. You will only be able to watch it on ESPN Plus.
Wow. That's
hashtag Dubs on 7.
Insanity.
It's the biggest international hockey game in years. And
if I'm the NHL, like, I'm really angry about that.
But the thing is that the Warriors and the Niners and the Giants are so in bed with all these TV and radio markets. It's one of the biggest things is why we do this, that they aren't showing it. Now, just blown. Ian, just think if Celebrini and Smith went off this first half of the season and both of them are on their respective teams. Or heck, even if William Eklund was on Team Sweden or Mikael Granlund didn't get traded. I mean, you gotta be pissed if you're Sharks brass.
Yeah, it's not good. Like, I understand, like, the significant. I understand the significance of Chinese New Year. Like, I think that's, like, it's a very important holiday for that
Absolutely.
group of people. Like, I'm not trying to diminish that.
No,
but if I'm the NHL, I would be really heated. But you said
put it on a different channel. You know,
yeah,
put
like,
the
I can't
game
believe
on a
like you
different
just
channel.
Preempt the whole thing. Like, it's crazy to me. If I'm the NHL, I am really, 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 really upset.
Yeah, but however, Felix brings a very good point, and he says, I mean, like I said in the group DM, I'm fine with local ABC 7 running in the Lunar New Year parade over the tournament, but also I'm an ABC who actually understands the significance of the parade. Absolutely, you know. So that's the thing.
Like again, I don't want to I don't want to diminish the holiday.
Right.
I understand the significance
it's huge
of the
out here.
Holiday. I just think from the NHL perspective, I'm livid.
Right. And Ryan Hoyton saying, isn't Four Nations on TNT in the US? No, it's both.
It's whatever both. Channel they throw it on.
Yeah. So again, I'll throw this up here again. Oops, sorry, let me get your comment out of here. But sorry. Yeah. So Thursday it's on ESPN. Saturday it'll be on ABC. On Monday it'll be back on TNT or True TV, and then the championship game will be on
ESPN
next Wednesday on ESPN. We will be doing Four Nations After Dark like this after every game, with the exception of Finland versus Sweden. We'll recap that game as we get the watch party going on Saturday. So just so you're aware of that. But yeah, in Felix saying, yeah, fair point on the NHL. I get that totally.
Yeah. If you're the NHL, you're pretty heated, right? Because this is a big marquee event, and I think this is the thing that I like about this the most, though, is when you think about this, is not only because it's better than the All-Star game, but like this, like you not only are players, you want players invested because obviously they're wearing their national sweater and whatnot, but like this also, like, this is HRR. So if you're the players, like, you should be all over this thing and you should want this to succeed. And I think that, and I think that's why national pride also being on the line is significant, but I think you want to put on a good show because this is going to be, this is going towards HRR. This is how you increase the salary cap. And, today, the exciting thing today was they announced that this is just the beginning. In 2 years after the Olympics, we're going to get the World Cup. It's going to be 8 teams, no goofy teams, which kind of makes me a little bit sad. I'm not going to lie. But the fact that we're going to get, provided we don't have any like weird labor strife happen, which all signs point to that not being the case this time around.
They're totally buddy. As I saw that in the press conference today, it's like Marty and Gary are like, good buddies and everything. So yeah, I love this setup. But go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I think, like, I'm glad that we're gonna get back to a schedule of like best on best basically every 2 years, which I think it's amazing for the game. It's amazing for the players. Like, it's amazing for everyone, especially
Right.
like if you're gonna do it in the middle of February, like amazing. Like, none of this competing with football preseason before anyone starts skating nonsense. Like, I am super jacked for this.
Yeah. Getting some comments from the locker rooms via Michael Russo. Thank you, Felix, for this. McDavid says the 10-minute overtime is a good trial run for NHL games because nobody wanted to see this go to a shootout.
100%.
I completely agree. Let's see, what else do we have here? Via David Pagnota, Bennington on playing in Montreal for Canada. It's so cool. Part of this is just enjoying the moment to remind yourself why you work so hard.
Yeah.
To kind of expand on what Michael Russo said, McDavid in the OT, it was high end. Nate running everywhere. Benner with some great save. Mitch finishing it off. I don't think anyone wanted to go to a shootout. Let's see.
No, I mean, could you? I don't think I breathed during that overtime. I don't. I think
no, that was great over. I mean, it wasn't as crazy as North America Sweden from 2016, but it was.
For me, it was. I was just like,
it was up
I
there.
couldn't breathe the whole time. There was a lot of breath holding.
You know, honestly, get back to me tomorrow if USA Finland goes into overtime. First, I'll be pissed because this. Let's be honest, they should not be going to overtime. But yeah, no, that was great hockey here. Felix, thank you again from Michael Russo as well. Marner on the Bell Center crowd. Nice to have them cheering for me instead against me.
I Trey B here. Opinion on getting a country jerseys with a player who hasn't played for the country.
What in particular?
Unless if you think there's a good chance that they will eventually, definitely foul.
I would see, like, if you're thinking like, say, Quinn Hughes, I think that would be fine.
Yeah, because he's eventually going to play, right? Like, he was supposed to play, and I think he's going to play. Like, and he's going to obviously, like, he's going to be the cornerstone of the US's defense in all these tournaments going forward.
Right.
So that's fine.
Yeah. So that'll be great. Yeah, it depends on the player, honestly. You know, like if you're going for like Will Smith, I'm like, yeah.
I just think, look, I think you should do, like, I don't know, man. It's your money. You do you.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a big you do you guy. It's your money. You do you.
So, all right. So Canada wins 4-3. They get 2 points. Sweden gets 1. USA Finland tomorrow. That's 5 p.m. on ESPN or ESPN Plus, or you run the pirate ship, which was very struggle bus today, unfortunately. I'm hoping that's not bad for Monday when it's on TNT again. But let's talk CUDA really quick as they
get to. It's such a good night.
Yeah.
Why? I don't want to.
Make it really quick. It was a 5-2 final. Was it 5-2 or was it 6-2?
It was 5-2.
It was 5-2. Okay, yeah, 5-2. Well, I keep getting an error because, you know, I think the Eagles just scored another power play again. But my question to you is this. Okay. Is this a 5-minute major for cross-checking? You see Bordelot right up there. You know, he's going to defend his teammate because, you know, Wagner runs Gushchin into the boards. And it's not like there isn't a precedence for Colorado Eagles running goal scoring prospects into the boards, you know, William Eklund. But then, you know, Bordelot sees it. He turns around.
Okay.
And then goes up high.
Yeah, Wagner, it's too high. Yeah, Wagner, that's 5 minutes. You cross-checked him in the face, dude.
Wagner not injured on the play. In fact, he got the second goal of the game.
He went headhunting there. He was headhunting. That's 5 minutes. It's easy. 5 minutes.
A 5
in my opinion. 5 minutes. That cross check was really high.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was the painful part. Here, well, you want to see how we make Ian happy? The guy and his dogs. Chernyshov scored a couple, had a couple assists tonight.
I know it sucks.
Oh my God,
wish
this team's gonna be so good soon.
Yeah, I wish I could have gone to that tonight. I don't think I would have missed this game for anything like the Team Canada game, regardless. But I am going to go see Chernyshov the next time he's in town because they were in town tonight. I just priorities and lack of money. I'm looking forward to he's going to be back in town near the end of March, I think, and I'm going to go watch him then. So I'm excited for that.
I'm quite jealous of it, and because you're going to see them before they become incredibly great Sharks who have their names on the cup soon.
Yeah, I'm going to go see, and I'm also, who am I going to see next? Quentin Musty's going to be in town on just before the Ottawa game, so I think it's I go watch that game, I sleep, I get on a plane, I go to Ottawa. So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
March 21st, Saginaw is back in Sault Ste. Marie.
Yeah, that is when I am going. March 21st
at a 7:07 start time.
That is the start time.
Okay. Oh, you crazy guys up there! Every game. All right. Well,
it's easy, right? Because what time is it's 7:07? You can't mistake that for anything.
No, you're absolutely true. You're absolutely true. All right. With that, let's get Ian to bed because he needs to get to work on time tomorrow morning. In case you missed anything, watch this again, check us out on tealtownusa.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Yes, we will put this on audio. Don't worry. If you are watching us on the YouTube, hit that like button, that thing that looks like a woodish glove. You're welcome, Chills. Of course, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. That'll let you know when we go on the air. If you are watching us on the replay, leave a comment down below. Give us some love. Tell all your friends. We would really love for you to be here on Thursday and definitely Saturday for the watch party.
Yeah, we're gonna watch. It's gonna be gonna be either really good or really bad. I don't know. We did this for we did it for the World Junior game, and it was
oh, that's right, World Juniors.
That was not a good outcome for me. So
that was yikes.
We're hoping for better this time. Maybe not you guys. You guys aren't hoping for better, obviously, but I am. Just start from the beginning. No.
Oh, geez. Hank saying an Nyquist sweater is hilarious, dude. He wore the number. Come on.
It's true.
I'm
a little concerned with the Barracuda right now. Before we get out of here, just to finish on the Barracuda, I am now full blown concern mode with them a little bit because I think yes they've had call ups and I think that has messed with the lineup, but it's nothing like they've had in previous years where I think call ups have completely decimated the team. So I am concerned now, and I hate to say this, but Askarov's letting a lot of goals lately.
Yeah, it's like his confidence got lost with this recent call up with the Sharks. Breaking news. Shea Theodore has been ruled out for the entire Four Nations tournament. John Cooper says heartbreaking. A big blow. That's
and that's the problem, right? Because this sucks, and obviously if you're a Vegas fan, you're going to be super upset about this, and I can't blame you. This is the risk of these things, unfortunately. That is a fast game, it is a contact sport, and there is always the risk of injury. So I don't know, man.
Hopefully they'll recover just in time to trade for another defenseman at the deadline.
Right? Yeah. Don't worry. They'll go on LTIR and it'll be fine. They'll trade for somebody else, and then they'll be like, "Oh, look!" And it'll be the Kevin Nash getting out of the wheelchair gif as soon as the playoff starts.
Right.
As is the.
But that one was a tough one to look at.
Yeah, it sucks. It's this is the downfall to these things is you don't for me, I don't care. There's not a shark here at this thing. So it's I just get to watch great hockey and I don't have to worry about anything.
One of two teams that doesn't have a representative at this tournament.
Who's the other one?
Can you guess?
Chicago?
Nope.
No, I can't.
The Washington Capitals.
Really? Yeah, I guess because Ovechkin can't play because the Russians aren't allowed to play.
Exactly.
Logan Thompson should be there, but he is not.
Exactly. That's the thing. Then the Sharks would have been the only one. No, Utah has one. Yeah, it's crazy. We did.
We did the gut trade. Yes, I am aware.
Right. Exactly. The worst part about the Theodore injury is that they cannot replace him now that the tournament's underway. So
yeah, and the
blow.
rosters are tiny, like for this thing. Like the Olympic rosters are usually larger, and these rosters, like they have an extra defenseman, so they'll be fine. They just can't lose another one.
Right.
Or they'll be like going like, I don't know.
I look forward to the conspiracy theories from Vegas fans saying, "Oh, the LA King takes out the Vegas Golden Knight in a tournament." And I'm like, no, that's when JT Miller takes on Elias Pettersson, I think on Monday. That will be interesting. So we will get out of here. I
should go to bed and stuff.
You need to go to bed. I don't have a Link Gates jersey. I do have plenty of early jerseys, so maybe we'll see that during the link. Yes. So thanks for watching. Appreciate you. We will be back on Thursday, tomorrow, or for Ian, 3 minutes away from it, as USA will take on Finland, and we'll be here throughout the entire tournament. So till then, thanks for watching. Keep it real. Keep it teal. Keep it real, teal. Have a great night, everyone. Ian, go to bed. Good night.